Yeah, so obviously, as you can imagine, the volumes of trips in our ride-hailing business have really come down pretty dramatically as a result of the lockdown measures that were put in place in Russia 2 months ago. We tried to do everything that was in our power to find alternative employment, if you will, alternative opportunities for these drivers. And so what we noticed is there's obviously a massive uptake in demand for all these offline retailers. So we started approaching these offline retailers, including grocery chains, home improvement stores, toy stores, et cetera, with a proposition of, hey, we can take our platform, we can leverage our platform that we've built using these drivers to deliver packages for you. And this has been actually a tremendous success, and the volumes have grown incredibly. If you look at our grocery business, for example, that has grown 6x since January. Our food delivery business has doubled year on year. So I think what allowed that to happen is that even though we all are working remotely, all 10,000 employees of Yandex are working remotely today, we've been able to put new products out in record time, and people have been incredibly productive and supportive through this time. And I think it's testament to their agility in this difficult environment.
Greg, I want to ask you about the news coming out of Facebook this week. The tech giant is making a big bet in taking on Amazon, eBay, and launching Facebook shops. And we will soon be able to buy some products on their platforms, on Instagram and on Facebook. How big of a threat does Facebook pose to the current e-commerce leaders?
So I think what they're doing makes a lot of sense for a lot of small merchants. It's actually something that we've been also exploring with kind of how to take the same approach, utilize the huge number of Yandex ID accounts that we have accumulated over the years, all of the payment credentials that are attached to them to enable small and medium-sized businesses, which obviously have suffered tremendously during this downturn, to enable commerce for them on our platform. I think what Facebook is doing makes a lot of sense, and I think that's a very interesting approach that we're also experimenting with.
Greg, it's Jeff. Good morning to you.
Hey, Jeff.
Obviously, advertising is a lower proportion of revenue than it used to be back when we used to stand on the banks of the Moskva and talk to each other. But it is still a big part of your revenue stream here. Do these new initiatives that you've had to pivot to, do they fully offset the hit that you're taking at the moment on the ad side?
They're certainly not going to fully offset the hit that we're taking on the advertising side. But I think what it does is it sets up the company to be a much stronger player in the future. I think the initiatives we're doing in online education, where we just launched a service called Yandex Practicum, which is focused on educating data scientists, data analysts, and web developers, whether it's services that we're launching around grocery delivery or subscription video. I think all of these will position the company to be much stronger in 2021 and beyond. And as I look across the number of initiatives that we have, I think every one of them sets up very nicely for us, whether it's massive gains in search that we're seeing, or the huge number of new subscribers in media services, or the grocery and delivery business, or the logistics platform. All of them, I think, are setting us up well for the long term. But unfortunately, none of them are large enough to offset, obviously, the massive revenue decline that we're seeing in the advertising business. I think this environment's kind of forcing us to innovate much quicker than ever before. And I think I'm very excited about the future.